Okay. Now, you guys remember when we were working with classes here, I gave this particular div two definitions. Essentially, I gave it product box, the class, and also shoes. So, and you can see, so it has product box, and then it also has shoes. So it will also get this style applied to it. Now, what I'm going to do just to make things a little easier, I'm going to copy and paste in the rest of those down here, so you can see that I've got all those there. I can take this one out. We know what that's about. You just repeat the process for each one of those divs. Now, wouldn't it be? Oops, I'm on the other one. Wouldn't it be nice here if when our mouse hovered over one of these boxes that it would change? And I'll refresh the page. And whoops. Oh, just one moment. I will quickly do this. I'm going to quickly do this. Okay. And please bear with me here. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I better do that step by step. No, that's okay. That's all right. We can still do it this way. Okay. Bing, bong, boom. Where are we here? So I did this one. Says computers, div, strip, footer, custom. There it goes. So in that case, I had to do the hard refresh. I had to hit Shift. Normally, we can just on a Mac at least, we can just hit Command and R to refresh it, and Shift Command R to do an absolute refresh of the browser. Just blast out any saved CSS files. Okay, now let's say we want to get to this point. We can see, okay, our mouse hovers over one of these boxes, and oh yes, isn't that nice? There's some gray in the background. Of course, you can change this. This is a building block. You can get much further than this in terms of how nice it can look. And some of my websites show that. Some of my websites that I build for clients, yes, they're nicer than this, but you have to build up slowly, right? You have to build these things up slowly. Okay. So the first thing, you notice we have some weird little thing there. Well, let's go into our CSS. And okay. The first thing we want to do is, before we do anything, you can see I have here an anchor tag, a hyperlink tag, and an A-link, an A tag, and that is a hyperlink tag. That one will create, if I put here Baidu.com, that is a Chinese search engine, right? Then we would go to that if we, I don't know which one I put it on. I put it on one of these, didn't I? about that. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, well I have my VPN on. I have my virtual private network on, so occasionally it screws up the Chinese websites you want to go to, but makes you able to go to YouTube, etc. All right. Now, what are these little marks there? What are these things? Well, you may know that if you have a hyperlink tag, usually my hyperlink. All right. So we go here, and here it says my hyperlink. Now you can see that there's an underline. Now that in CSS that is called text decoration, and we can get rid of that. We can get rid of that by doing this. We'll call it no dec for no decoration. And we can come over here and say no dec, and well, there's more than, well, we could do it a different way. Let's do it this way. We can target a simple tag, for example, a div tag or an anchor tag, a header tag, any kind of tag, just by simply putting the letter there, in this case the letter A. And if it were a div, meaning any old div, I could simply put div, and it will have the same effect of selecting. Remember that term, selecting? That just means grabbing. Selecting, you will, when you read books on CSS or in JavaScript, you'll hear this word selecting. And what does that refer to? That refers to the process of your CSS code grabbing an element on a web page in order to modify it. So in this case, I'm going to grab all A tags. Now there are further modifications available, but right now we'll just do this. And we're going to specify the property of text decoration, which is that underline, and we're going to put in none. Okay. And you can see now it has left us. And what's more, something else, you can notice that it has gotten rid of that little mark that was there. Okay, there was a little mark there, and now it's gone. So let's see here. Okay, so you can use that across the board. And now, what about these boxes here? We have. So what I did was this. I took those boxes and what I did was wrapped an A tag around them. And so what that will do is it will surround these different boxes, these div tags, such that if you hover your mouse over it, anywhere in the box, you could then click it the same way you would a hyperlink. And now so you can see for each one of these divs, each one of our boxes, I have put it between a starting A tag and an ending A tag. And so this will wrap itself around each box. And now, but we want the box to reflect something. We want this box to give the user some feedback. So what we'll do is we'll select that product box. Now we do something special. We're going to create what's called a create what's called a pseudo class. And a pseudo class, pseudo, what does this word pseudo mean? If you're not from the United States or Britain, Australia, South Africa, Ireland, Canada, you might not know. Pseudo, this word, it means almost or approximate. Sometimes it's used to mean fake. But here it doesn't really mean fake. It just means like a partial or partly a class. It's not really a class. Usually it will be applied to a behavior. And we target a behavior, a pseudo class here. We put one colon, and we specify the behavior hover. Okay, you can see there's more than one hover. Well, there's more than one that are among it. Okay. All right, hover, and that means that this refers to the behavior that happens and occurs as your mouse runs over a particular element. And if in our case our element is 120 pixels wide and 60 pixels high, so if you run your mouse around in any of those spots, well, we need to give it. Well, okay. So what's going to happen when this event occurs? When the hover, let's do background color. How about let's pick one. Beige. Good enough. Well, maybe we won't be able to see that very well. How about Burleywood? Well, that's got to be good. Any color with a name like Burleywood, you know it's good. All right, so there it is. We hover and boom. So we hover, boom. Okay. Okay, so that is the basics of that. And what else did we want to touch on? Oh, let's quickly, yeah, no, that'll do it.